the way to stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. With a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the veteran Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers as they take on the 11-year man Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they can be well set up for the rest of the year.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he... Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Ekeler. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
If you're going to talk about great players with the Chargers, you have to include their center, Mike Pouncey, a 4-time Pro Bowler. He and his brother Marquise with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they were the Pro Bowl centers for the AFC in 2018.
Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. A look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Lions. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And the big difference in the game? Their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? Rivers from the gun on third down. Hunter Henry brings it in. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. Now Gordon on first down. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. You got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. 7 yards there and a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Romeo Okwara in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3rd and short yardage. Rivers got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, Eckler. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust? Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game? A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there? Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. Rivers hands off to Eckler, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays. Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs. And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Lions under second-year coach Matt Patricia. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And we look now at the Lions offense.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. Now Benjamin. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Meanwhile, over at Lambeau, an update. Early lead in that one for the Packers. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back.
Rivers to throw it. Going underneath for Gordon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Back deep, Danny Amendola. And the win last week, punted 4 times as this one's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Time quickly to look at the Chargers defense.
Let's just go ahead and state the obvious. Safety Derwin James is one of the better players in the NFL. First team All-Pro as a rookie, also went to the Pro Bowl, and he shows up anywhere and everywhere on the field making plays.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. Jones hit and the ball's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Badgley on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Lions, nothing.
The last round out a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and
Stafford now to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Chargers to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the second time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25, and 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rivers. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side this time. Here with Gordon. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From the red zone now, Rivers. This is caught, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. A carry now for McKissick. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Ready. 180. Watch the screen.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good pickup of 6 there on first down. On second down and 4. Stafford toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's 3rd and 4. Stafford. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 41-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a first down throw. Stafford. His throw incomplete. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target, but it'll be second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Stafford throws complete to Galladay. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Stafford looks to throw again. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, but the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing, Rivers. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Rivers on the money, complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Rivers. And caught by Henry. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And it's complete. Henry. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rivers, he'll get this to Eckler. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Rivers. And he slings one that's incomplete. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Romeo Okwara. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Got his man, it's Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Badgley's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Philip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. His guys have a 3-touchdown lead as we're about ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Stafford, he'll get this one to Galladay. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Rivers out quickly here to Allen. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Zachary 90, set 180. Target.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Zachary 90, 190.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Nothing fancy really on either side. They were just trying to punch him between the tackles, but could not get it done.
That felt very old schoolish, didn't it? Because we always talk about how we spread it out on offense nowadays and try and create some running lanes. That one was really tight. Go get it. A big pile of bodies. Didn't quite get there.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's something there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Yo.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay 76 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get this score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
23 yards, the final tally.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Running on first down, Eckler. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
180! 180!
On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
The second down attempt there, knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Stafford on third down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Rivers now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. To throw is Rivers. Allen's got it complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time, and that'll bring up second down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Rivers. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Open man, it's Allen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down,
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Rivers again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. A second down throw for Rivers. Complete. It's Henry. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. To the air again here, Rivers. Open man is Cantrell. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people are thinking about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Ready? Hey, bro, 80.
Here we go. Check 15, check 15.
White, let's get on.
On first down, it's Gordon. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Get 180.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
White, 89.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Devon Kennard. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Now Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Badgley on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. And those numbers, they kind of tell the story of his game so far. Started off not so hot. Now he's really heated up.
And remember, he signed up for duty as the guy who leads the team, right? The field general, the signal caller. So when things go rocky early, he can't just exit out and ask someone else to pick things up. He's got to do it himself, and that's what he's done here in this game.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, he's got his man. It's Kearse. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James. A sack from his safety position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Another toe for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Black his feet.
That's it, baby.
5 yards on the play. And it's
On third down, here's Eckler. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 39. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, one of the few things that's gone right for them. Likely a little too late, but maybe a little feather in their cap.
I think so, and to me, they played that play without looking at the scoreboard, without worrying about where they were in the score, because things haven't gone right, as you noted, for them much of this game, but they gave great effort there and picked up a defense that's had its share of troubles in this one.
So here come the Lions now. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The Lions on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Stafford. It's caught. Jones. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Set. Red 80.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And Amendola's got it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. Jones has it. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Stafford looks to throw again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Body Calhoun. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense They frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Right here, right here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
This is Gordon as they go to him again.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer, Tim Karen, said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for our visitors, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.
Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like 4th down, Hail Mary, no punch, like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch.
Super Bowl 40, one more time. Hey, it's the...
Coach, thanks. As mentioned, we are on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. It's sold out. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steelers' all-time leading passer and 2-time Super Bowl champ Ben Roethlisberger ready to lead this offensive unit
And he's led them since his rookie year all the way back in 2004.
Like 80.
Get to 50. Check like 50. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
In the center for Pittsburgh, Maurkice Pouncey, one of the most physical and agile players at his position in the league. A 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He's the keystone of one of the top offensive lines in the league.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger trying to lay one up deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. Past the there he goes, left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Josh Gordon, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 7.
Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Samuels. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's got the tight end, Vanette.
This is how the defense will line up for Seattle. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener, didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Now Wilson got Gordon open, completes it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 58 yards.
And most teams mark down big plays as ones that gain 10 yards or more. He certainly has big playability, and we just saw it on display.
This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, that's caught by Hollister. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in his 1st quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
He's got a man. Complete. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. And even 40 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. and he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They go draw play. This is Samuels. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple. Down to the 15-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On 2nd and 9, Wilson able to get this to Gordon. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the delay, here's Carson. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Carson. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
198. Here we go.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson gets it to Gordon. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Play fake to counter. Now Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And got his man complete. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 42 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
First carry for James Conner. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there's another first down run right there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Samuels. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Roethlisberger will throw. Complete. It's Johnson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. That's on the former Army Ranger, Alejandro Villanueva. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Now Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Like 5. Switch.
A gain on the play.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Boswell's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. On 3rd down, Wilson.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Wilson now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They run the counter. Carson, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
The tackle made by Devin Wood. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd
On 2nd
down.
down, it's Carson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Wilson now. Only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Here's Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They start the drive with Connor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger with a catch made by Johnson. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Samuels. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
QB's trash. Let's go.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic as usual in that first half. His guys have the lead as we get you back up to Heinz Field and say hello once again to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now it's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. No gain, and it's 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Wilson now pretty remarkable. 14 of 15 through the air. Only 1 incompletion. And another 1st and 10 here. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They run it with Carson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now a throw here to his running back. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Wilson now on 3rd down. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. And he's racking up the yardage. You see the catches. And defensively, what do you do here to stop a guy like this?
You keep trying to change things up because nothing is really working. Whether you have a man on him, two people, you're showing different types of zone defenses combined with man-to-man coverages. Try and change things up and eventually get to the point where maybe you put enough people on him, they won't throw the ball to him anymore.
That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Here we go. Who's guarding?
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Stay with your
They go play action with Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. K.J. Wright. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So the sack, and now a third and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Mike is the 50. Check Mike 50. I don't think you got it, sir. Check 31.
They'll run on first down. Samuels pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Roethlisberger. He finds his man Johnson. Johnson it's poke free. Football's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
This is Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4.
Holding.
And this looks like it's going to be holding. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
A throw over the middle taken in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now it's Carson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse And I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's complete. He's got Lynch out of the backfield. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Back now in Pittsburgh, it's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Again, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle is going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Roethlisberger will throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This one from 46 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll bring them back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now?
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Seahawks 20.
Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And that is incomplete here. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Did they maybe play that too safely on third down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. Complete. It's Johnson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Check. Lucky.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. There's Roethlisberger looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Boswell's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Let's go, B. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Hey, watch this, watch this.
On 1st down, Carson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. So the victory here for Seattle. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer, Tim Karen, said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.
Up it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a